A man was walking through a forest when he spotted a dark figure standing still under a tall tree. To his shock, it was watching him. He grabbed his camera to zoom in and got a closer look. He noticed its eyes reflected the light, but in a way, it looked human. The man felt terrified and ran off. Let's just hope whatever that was didn't follow him. Late at night, on his way back from a hike, a man stumbled across something disturbing hidden inside a tree. A small figure, handmade from twigs and string. He pulled it out, photographed it, and then did the unthinkable. He took it home. People online immediately warned him not to touch things like that, calling it a cursed poppet. Later, the man posted an update saying he was fine, and that he'd placed it on a shelf as decoration. But many insisted he'd made a mistake. You don't bring things like that from the woods into your home. Some things are better left where they belong. While driving home, someone spotted a really creepy sight and decided to film it. A person was seen walking out of the woods in an unnatural way, completely hiding their face. From a distance, they almost looked headless. This town didn't have any homeless people, and basically everyone knows everyone, so it was a very surprising sight. No one knew who it was, and they were too scared to find out. What if it actually wasn't a person? A man was walking in the forest at night when he heard a strange sound. Thinking it was an animal, he turned on his flashlight and started recording. But soon, he realized it wasn't an animal at all. Terrified, the man ran from the spot in fear. What exactly did he capture that night? A person, an animal after all, Bigfoot, or something else entirely? A man from East Texas was reviewing the security footage from his home deep in the woods after getting multiple motion alerts. As he watched the video, he froze. A large, mysterious figure was moving behind his wooden fence in the middle of the night, and whatever it was, it stood taller than the 6-foot fence itself. The size alone raised questions. Could it have been the shadow of someone wandering near his yard? Or was something else out there in the darkness that night? If it was a person, that doesn't make things any less disturbing. Why were they there? What were they doing near his home so late at night? In 2012, a Reddit user's friend claimed to find a handwritten note while hiking in Scotland. The letter appeared to be from a man named Graham. He wrote that his wife had cheated, his illness was getting worse, and that he had planned to end his life on Helvellyn. But later, people pointed out something strange. Helvellyn is in England, not Scotland, and no missing person named Graham was ever reported. Over time, most people came to believe the note was fake, just a staged prop left behind to scare hikers and spark an eerie online mystery. But still, what if it wasn't? What if Graham was real? A man's bike broke down in a jungle known for tiger attacks. As he tried to restart it, a person in the car behind him recorded the moment. The man panicked, kicking the bike's engine repeatedly, but it wouldn't start. The tiger came closer, ready to strike. But before anyone could see what happened next, the video cut off. Let's hope he made it inside the car on time. While hiking in Forest Park, a hiker came across something unsettling just off the trail. A pair of clean heels, a bracelet, and a handwritten note. The shoes looked almost new, far too out of place to be something someone simply forgot. And the strange message on the note made the whole scene feel even more disturbing. The way the items were arranged looked intentional, as if someone had placed them there on purpose. Not wanting to risk disturbing anything important, the hiker left everything untouched and contacted the Portland police tip line, just in case it was something serious. In Chicago, Illinois, a YouTuber named Exploring with Wea and her friend returned to a place where she believed she had spotted a clown earlier. She wanted to find out if what she saw that night was real. They walked down a deserted path, guided only by the dim light of their camera. But then, they heard something.
No, what is that? What is that? What does he have? What does he have, Austin? Austin! Don't leave me!
The same clown appeared again. Terrified, they ran for their lives as the clown chased them into the night. The video cuts off right there, and no one knows what happened next. But I'm assuming they made it out safely. While hiking along a road late at night, a Reddit user came across a disturbing sight.
I mean, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, top 5 ever. This is absolutely insane. I'm not even kidding. Somebody took the top off the Maybach on him too. That's the most rice. I mean, that's Mount Everest. That's the disco rice Mount Everest. I don't even know what to say. This is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Ever.
A dead crocodile lying on the side of the road, its body covered in what looked like sand. When the hiker looked closer, it wasn't sand at all. The entire surface of the crocodile was moving, covered in swarming maggots as flies hovered above it. The creature was already deep into decay, and before long, there'd be nothing left but bones. A group of hikers was hiking through the woods, taking pictures and enjoying their day. Everything seemed normal until they spotted something strange under a tree ahead. Curious, they moved closer and froze. Standing partly hidden among the leaves was a tall, fur-covered figure, nearly 7 feet high. Its broad shoulders and face were visible, with pointed ears and a long snout. At first, they thought it might be a bear, but it clearly wasn't. Shaken, they snapped a quick photo and ran. Many said it could be a dog man or a werewolf, while others think it was something placed there to prank people. Either way, coming across that is far from funny. A Reddit user hiking the Trail of 10 Falls was enjoying the peaceful forest, until he suddenly heard something chilling. A loud, eerie scream echoing through the woods. Scared, he stayed on the trail and began recording, not daring to step closer to the source of the sound. When he got home, he played the recording for his wife, and she revealed that she had heard similar screaming noises the day before in the exact same area. He spent hours listening to local bird calls trying to find a match, but nothing sounded quite right. Could something disturbing be happening in those woods? Fortunately, when he posted the audio online, most people identified the scream as ravens, birds known for making calls that can sound disturbingly similar to a screaming child. Others suggested it could have been a fox or even a cougar. In the end, it was most likely just wildlife, even if it didn't sound like it at the time. While hiking the Kings Creek Falls Trail in Lassen Volcanic National Park, some visitors noticed strange holes in the ground. So they decided to take a closer look and hit record.
Yo, we hit the trio.
Suddenly, odd insects began popping out of the holes. The hikers had never seen anything like them. Later, experts identified the creatures as tiger beetle larvae. These insects hide in burrows and launch themselves upward to ambush their prey with powerful jaws. They may look disturbing, but fortunately, they're harmless to people. This video was recorded in Praia Grande in Sao Paulo.
Estranho. Tá estranho, hein? Olha isso, a cena. Nossa, cara. Estranho, a galera parando aí pra ver, ó, curioso. Será o que é isso aí, hein, gente? Amarrado, viu? Sei lá, porque essa pessoa, acho muito estranha essa cena aí, gente. Só passa, poeira.
A strange plastic bag was found tied up on the sand near the water. It looked heavy and very suspicious. Later, news pages confirmed it wasn't anything serious. The bag was filled with empty plastic bottles, just a prank meant to scare people. It worked though. From a distance, it looked frightening enough to make anyone stop and stare. Late one night, people across Las Vegas woke up to a loud, strange noise echoing through the city.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten like over 50 calls about it.
Police received over 1,500 calls, all reporting the same sound coming from the Redstone picnic area between Lake Mead and Las Vegas. Witnesses described it as a mix of metal scraping, machinery grinding, and a deep growl echoing through the mountains. The place is normally silent, with no wildlife or equipment around that could make such a noise. Was it any underground construction or geological movement, or something unknown is hiding behind those mountains? No answers have been provided yet. While walking near a quiet bay in Mexico, someone filmed something that quickly spread across mystery forums.
Picture my phone.
It was a strange sight captured in broad daylight, something many claimed was a real-life mermaid. At first glance, it looked like a crocodile or an alligator gliding through the water, but local reports revealed that no crocodiles or alligators are found anywhere near that region. There must be another explanation, right? Or is it truly a mermaid? A man from Texas bought an old property to turn into an Airbnb. When he arrived with 2 women to clean, they found file cabinets. Take a look.
File cabinets. We're not 100% sure what to make of it yet, but we found some weird things in it, like this Secret Service folder, some government debrief documents, a picture of George and Barbara Bush with a handwritten letter on the back of it, a bunch of different passports, and a whole lot more. So we decided to load up the file cabinets in the car and take it all back to my house. We sat here for hours going through all of it, and at a certain point, we were honestly wondering if we should be even reading some of this stuff. What we eventually figured out was there was this guy named Lee, who was either the previous owner's uncle or father-in-law. And not only did Lee spend a ton of time in Japan per his passport stamps, for some branch of the Air Force in the 60s. But after that, he was in the Secret Service and was on Lyndon B. Johnson's detail. But anyway, we're going to keep going through some of this stuff. And if you want to see what we find, stay tuned.
Inside were debrief papers, passports, and a photo of George and Barbara Bush with a handwritten note on the back. Later, he discovered the house once belonged to a Secret Service agent who worked for President Lyndon B. Johnson. He shared some of the files online, but said others were too sensitive to post. Many now believe he may have stumbled onto classified government secrets. While hiking through a local park, someone spotted something strange tucked inside a tree stump. A baseball with a message written on the tree, the key to everything. No one knew who left it there, or what was supposed to be inside. Some people thought it was just a prank, others believed it might contain something valuable. But here's the weird part. The person who discovered it never opened it. A man was walking through the forest near his home when he found an unusual tree.
I'm just out walking my property and never seen a tree quite like this. Okay, so this is the main trunk, right? Goes there, goes up, shit, I don't know, 30, 40 foot. That's probably about a foot around diameter. Then it sprouts off this way, and it's pretty damn thick, probably at least 2.5 foot. Goes up again, like its own separate tree, probably 1.5 foot around. It's a little taller, it's probably closer to 40 foot. And then it just dies off at this end, doesn't even connect back to the ground. So all the weight from this tree, I mean, they're one tree, but they're two trees, if that makes sense. But all the weight from this tree is just resting on here. There's nothing, connecting it. So that is one strong fucking trunk.
On one side, a thick branch grew upward like an entirely separate tree. It wasn't connected to the ground, but stood tall and strong, almost as big as the main trunk. The man had never seen anything like it, and after sharing it online, he discovered he wasn't the only one. On his weekend off, a man went to check his trail camera set up deep in the woods. He expected the usual footage: deer, raccoons, maybe a stray coyote. But this time, it was different. His trail cam had captured an unusual image of a young girl walking alone through the forest. The man explained that this was a very remote location. No houses nearby, no campsites, no reason for anyone, especially a child, to be out there. Even stranger, the girl appeared to be wearing some kind of costume, complete with pointy ears. So why was a young girl wandering through isolated woods, dressed like that, and completely alone? A group of friends were staying in a cabin when they noticed movement on a nearby mountain slope.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, it's not a fucking person, bro. Look.
What the fuck is that? That's a hiker.
No, it's not, bro. It's not a person.
That's way bigger than a fucking hiker, bro.
Bro, that's not. Oh, fuck, it just disappeared. What the fuck?
The figure looked unusually large, much bigger than a person. As they kept watching and recording, it suddenly disappeared. Now the question is, was the video edited, or was it something real? An alien, perhaps? One evening, as a man was walking home, something unexplained occurred. Out of nowhere, a faint, almost transparent figure appeared and pushed him to the ground. Within seconds, the shadow vanished. Luckily, another passerby rushed to help him. The man wasn't physically hurt, but he was shaken to the core, unable to make sense of what had just happened. When he asked for the security footage, he was terrified to see what it had captured. He still couldn't explain it, but one thing was certain: it was something dark. A Reddit user shared photos from his dad's trail cam in southern Ohio. Most of the images showed deer and other wildlife, but one picture looked different. A blue, oddly shaped figure stood near a tree. Some commenters pointed out that lighting and camera settings can distort colors, sometimes giving animals a strange bluish tone. and after studying the shape more closely, most people agreed it was likely just a squirrel caught at a weird angle. Nothing mysterious. During a routine inspection, sewer engineers from United Utilities captured something strange on their footage. While checking the tunnel, the camera suddenly caught a fast-moving figure. It looked like a creature with a long tail, running across the screen in a blur. Some said it might be a lizard, but this thing seemed far too big and quick for that. The footage was so brief that no one could clearly identify what it was. It remains a mystery. A woman found an old VHS tape while sorting her family's belongings and sent it to Dee's Dark Adventures. It had been filmed by her grandfather, who often recorded his property because he believed strange figures appeared there. Shadows, horned shapes, and hairy beings that vanished whenever he approached. One day, while recording, he went to gather wood and saw something flash through the woods. He searched, but found nothing. Later, the family realized the camera had captured the figure the whole time. The clip still has no explanation. Were these people trying to scare him, or actual dark creatures? One night, a Reddit user's bird feeder camera captured something unexpected. The photo showed a figure, one that looked disturbingly like a woman wearing an old-fashioned dress. The uploader later admitted the sighting kept them awake for days. But what exactly did the camera capture? Was someone wandering through their garden in the middle of the night? And if so, why were they dressed like that? Or could it have been something paranormal? Online, some people claimed it was just a trick of the light. Others tested the image and found no signs of editing at all. In the end, no one could confirm what the figure really was. A man was riding his bike on a calm, sunny afternoon, filming his ride when something unexpected appeared ahead. A huge alligator was lying across the trail. The biker didn't stop, he just kept going. Luckily, the gator seemed to be just chilling, but realizing how close he was to danger was pretty scary. A visitor to Gettysburg took a few photos of the monuments and surrounding fields. Later, while looking through them, one picture stood out. In the middle of a quiet cornfield, a shape seemed to be standing among the shadows near the trees. The poster said it looked like a slave woman. Many who visit old battlegrounds talk about strange sights and uneasy feelings, and this picture seemed to fit that pattern. And while I can understand what they're seeing, it could just as easily be pareidolia. Late one night, a woman living deep in the woods checked her home security footage and saw something strange. A deer was walking quietly across her yard, but that wasn't what caught her eye. Right behind it, a small creature darted past. It seemed to run on two legs, moving fast, almost as if it were chasing something. The video was dark, but the shape looked unusual. Too short to be human, too smooth to be an animal. Some suggested it was a monkey, though that seemed unlikely for the area. But no one really knows what it was. Around 10 p.m., after the Battlefield Ghost bus ride, a woman and her niece stopped near Cemetery Ridge to take a few pictures. The place was quiet, covered in mist, and the air felt heavy. They took photos just seconds apart. Her niece's picture showed nothing unusual, but hers captured a strange figure. A lone man, standing or walking on the ridge. No one else was there that night. They were certain they were completely alone. The figure appeared only in the photo, as if a forgotten soldier was still wandering the old battlefield. A family had set up a security camera facing the street outside their home. One night, the camera recorded something strange. It showed a small creature moving across the road, but as it passed beneath a streetlight, the figure suddenly rose upright, taking the shape of a person. Some believe it could be a Nahual, a shapeshifter from Mexican folklore said to transform into animals for magic or mischief. This trail camera set up in Texas captured something unusual. Many believed it was proof of the legendary chupacabra, the creature said to attack livestock. But a closer look told a different story. Wildlife experts confirmed it was actually a coyote suffering from mange. The disease had left its skin bare and ghostly, giving it that haunting appearance. What first looked like a monster was in truth a sick animal. A Reddit user was doing yard work early one morning, around 7:15. The forest was quiet and no one else was outside. Everything seemed normal until their security camera picked up movement. The footage showed someone standing nearby. At first glance, it looked like a person, but the longer you stare, the stranger it gets. You can clearly make the outline of her outfit, the shape of her body, but there's no neck. It's almost as if the outfit exists without anyone actually wearing it. The Reddit user admitted it was hard to explain, especially since they hadn't seen anyone around that morning, despite being outside all day. Whatever it wasn't something you'd expect to see on an ordinary morning. Late one night, YouTuber Franco TV decided to explore an old graveyard alone. The place was quiet, with only the rustle of leaves and the sound of his footsteps echoing between tombstones. While walking, he spotted a massive spider hanging from a tree. As he tried to move past it, a strange noise broke the silence. He turned around quickly, but no one was there.
Look at the size of this guy. That's a crab's. What the hell was that?
Moments later, a faint cry echoed through the darkness. It sounded like a woman's voice.
What the hell is that? That sounds like a scream coming from inside here.
Franco followed the sound until a shadowy man appeared and told him to leave immediately.
Hello?
Get out of here.
Sorry, just exploring.
Don't belong here.
That's the guy I saw. All right. Sorry to bother you. What the fuck is she doing? I'm out. Saying let's go or some shit. All right, so I think that's a homeless camp.
The man even kept following him, repeating the warning.
So I think there's definitely people living inside the graveyard in here. It's coming out.
Some say it was the caretaker. Others think it wasn't human. And for more, watch this next one.